is like your fan base out there like excited that you're kind of showcasing, because it's obvious that you do have the attention of like the rest of the world as well with your music, you know? Are they pretty excited that you're able to kind of showcase the culture? And like,
they are, man. You know, I'm just like, it can be a lot sometimes too, but it's also like,
well, yeah, because you're like the guy worldwide. You're the guy.
I asked for this, you know what I mean? And it's also like, at the end of it, it's like, I do have you know, I had the perspective from a lot of other places as well, right? So it's just not strictly from the land, which is which is why I try and do it the way that I do, which is unique to myself. I just feel like there's like so much that is there that you'll see in art that's going to be coming from there as well. You know, hopefully it's just to get eyes to more that's happening there. You know what I mean? Like, this is a part of it. And while I figure out what I'm trying to be in my life, and, you know, what I'm trying to say overall, you know what I mean? When you
kind of picked your rap name, because like I remember when Old Dirty Bastard started going by Big Baby Jesus, he got a lot of like, was it like did you get any blowback for your name?
That's a great question. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of folks who don't take kindly to the fact that there's like a sense of spiritualism tied in with the name, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's why India is not the same as the rest of the world, man. Like, you have to move carefully if you're doing these kind of things. And that's my journey. That's my battle to figure out. And, you know, but yeah, you got to be cautious with that. Definitely. We're figuring it out.
Yeah. Like you kind of are dealing with it in real time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of it, like, I'm just human, man. I'm just a dude who's trying to make music. And, you know, that happened to be the name that, you know,
for people who aren't
solidified
extremely things. Like, because a lot of Americans don't understand. Break down your name and just kind of the meaning behind
right.
it.
Well, Hanumankind is like a combination of a little bit of my world and the rest of the world, right? Mankind, obviously, but Hanuman's like, you know, a deity and a you know, it's a well-known deity from India, right?
Right.
And rooted in a lot of history and lore. And so it's like, you know, it was just a combination of two things, and so that's why when you bring up that conversation, you know, people, you know how it is when it comes to
certain people are, I mean,
faith.
Yeah, there's people who are crazy about faith, you know, and then there's people who are kind of nonchalant about it. And like,
conservative side can get very, very intense, man.
You guys got your own conservative side out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, you know, at the end of it, like, it's a very human thing.
For sure.
Right. It's not America, India.
No, this is like, the world.
It's just the world.
There's people who are very conservative, especially when it comes to religion and wherever country you're in.
Yeah, to a fault, man. Like, it definitely, it can, you know, pull us back a lot. And I don't know, these things, I guess they just take time, and it's just a natural occurrence, because faith is something that sometimes it's the only thing people have. You get me? Like, when all else has failed, because, you know, the world's been going through a lot as of late. I see it in America.
It's insane, especially with the tariffs.
Everywhere, man. And that's affecting everybody, right?
Well, I mean, you guys are one of our biggest trading partners.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah, I wonder, man.
We don't know yet.
I might not be able to go into the country next time.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I mean, like, what do y'all make a lot for us?
A lot, man. I mean, we make a lot for the world.
No, right? For sure. It's like one of the biggest like manufacturing countries in the world.
Yeah.
It's damn near India and China.
Yeah. Yeah. No, see, what I was also saying is that sometimes during all this, you know, people figuring it out, like, we have the comfort of having these kind of conversations, but a lot of people don't have that. Right? Sure. All they have is faith. Like, when all else has failed them, at least they know, oh, there's one thing that hasn't. And that's kind of hard. Like, that's kind of hard to like navigate around, man, because that's what you mean by like, oh, they're very serious about this, because, you know,
if that's the only thing you got,
when the world's let you down and you're like, oh, but there's like, I think someone's listening, you know.
It's inspiring too, because you'll see people like, you know, shout out to everybody who's dealing with what they're dealing with in Gaza, but to see like those people go through this shit that they're going through and still have the, you know, the resolve to have like a bright outlook on
at the end of it. Yeah.
And it's like, man, like it's sad, but it's beautiful. Like to see the people talk, and like the kids are still like in and it's just, you know, it's heartbreaking. It is.
And at the end of it, there's when you say kids, they still got to be kids, right? Like imagine going through that. Imagine what it will build in those kids
for sure
in the future when they're like in lifetime losing people in front of them, you know, and being treated that way. Like, how do you think like that will affect them, right? And all you got is faith. And this is it's terrible, man.
And it's super sad.
Just like, yeah.
It is. It's a sad situation. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully they come to a conclusion as soon as possible.
We are in a very crazy space in the world, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the other guy who is very, very also a Texas guy, my boy Akash from Flagrant.
Shout out to Akash.
He's done a great job of using like stand up to kind of like showcase like Indian culture. And there's one thing about you guys got the wedding thing figured out. Like
possibly
his wedding is insane. And then he was like, I was like talked to him about it a little bit, and he's like, it's just like my wedding. He was like, my wedding was like a middle of the road Indian wedding. He's like, the Indian wedding is like, they don't fuck around.
They don't.
Like,
I mean, if you're lucky enough, you have a big wedding, right? And I think that's what they like, families kind of look forward to, the bringing together of family, right? I think like there's a lot of family.
It's such a family oriented culture.
Yeah,
which I feel like, you know, the Western world has gotten away from. You know. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like that's what you'll find it here and there, because you see huge weddings that are out here too, right?
For sure.
And it just depends. It's just like, once again, it's just more rooted into the culture and traditions of folks, no matter where, like north, south, east, west. So
100%.
Yeah, they go at it, you know.
What were your parents' first thought when you told them you wanted to do music?
What the fuck is this?
Because I know Indian parents are pretty serious, you know.
I mean, they can be. Mine definitely were. My parents are old school as shit. You know, I was raised by the cane, but it was. I mean, at first it's like, yeah, what the fuck is this? But also it's like, what are we gonna do, right? I mean, this guy, at the end they were kind of just like, if he fucks up, he fucks up, man. Like,
it worked out,
luckily, because like I said, I think it's because like they had been able to travel and see the world. It's
they had
like
full context that
I'm glad they didn't just cut me off,
right?
You know what I mean? Because it, like, at the end of it, like, I would have still done what I wanted to do, but you know, it's for them, it's like, you know, they don't understand it,
right?
What
kind of inspired, like obviously growing up in Houston as an adolescent, like was there any, like, what would you say would be your biggest influences hip hop wise that kind of pushed you into the culture?
And of course, man, just like the music that was around me at the time, like when the city of Houston as well. I think it's just a great place for hip hop,
for sure.
So the sounds of the South as a whole, right? But also just like loving the art form and going into, like, you know, just the music of the 90s and the 80s and just like listening to it properly, you know, and you get just like kind of going into it with, you know, whatever access that we had back then, you know, with our dial-up internet and shit.